Across the vast and varied landscapes of Africa, a timeless drama unfolds every single day. A drama written not in words, but in the silent language of instinct, movement, and survival. From the sun-scorched dunes of the Namib, where oryx trek across endless waves of sand, to the lush, sprawling plains of the Serengeti, where wildebeest surge in their millions, life is a constant, unyielding struggle. As the first rays of dawn stretch across the grasslands, herds of zebra and impala stir, their ears flicking at the faintest sound. Predators, hidden in the shadows, watch with patient eyes, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Survival is not a given, it is a prize earned through strength, cleverness, and sometimes sheer luck. A lioness crouches low, muscles tensed, as she inches closer to a distracted impala. The impala, ever wary, pauses mid-drink, nostrils flaring as it senses danger in the air. This is a world of breathtaking beauty and immense peril, where a sudden thunderstorm can bring both relief and chaos, and a cheetah's explosive sprint is a gamble between starvation and survival. The stories of these animals are not just tales of existence, they are epic sagas of resilience and adaptation, written into the very fabric of the continent. Elephants march in tight-knit herds, led by wise matriarchs who remember the hidden waterholes from seasons past. The rules of this world are simple and unforgiving. A single glance exchanged between predator and prey can mean the difference between life and death. To survive, one must eat, but to eat often means becoming another's meal. Wildebeest plunge into crocodile-infested rivers, driven by hunger and instinct, while lions tear into their hard-won prize, every meal a victory in a world of scarcity. This delicate balance governs the lives of every creature, from the mightiest elephant guiding her calf through the dust, to the dung beetle rolling its precious cargo across the sand, each playing a role in the grand design. Each has developed its own unique set of skills, its own remarkable strategies for navigating this complex web of life. Giraffes stretch their long necks to reach untouched leaves, while meerkats stand sentry, scanning the horizon for the shadow of a hawk. Some rely on brute force and teamwork. Lion prides coordinate their hunts with silent signals, and wild dogs, relentless and efficient, chase down prey with unwavering stamina, each member playing a vital part in the chase. Others depend on stealth and solitude. The leopard, a master of camouflage, moves like a shadow through the grass, while the cheetah, exhausted after a high-speed chase, seeks refuge in the shade, ever watchful for scavengers. Many have evolved extraordinary physical traits that allow them to endure unimaginable heat or travel impossible distances. Oryx conserve water with every breath, and birds ride thermals for hundreds of miles, guided by ancient migratory instincts. It is a relentless dance of predator and prey, of cooperation and conflict, a spectacle that has been perfected over millions of years of evolution. Each chase, each escape, is a chapter in the ongoing saga of survival. In this grand theatre of nature, every role is crucial. At the watering hole, a fragile truce exists as predators and prey gather, each aware of the risks, each driven by the need for water. The hunters, with their powerful jaws and keen senses, are the agents of change, shaping the herds and keeping populations in check. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, follow the lions, ready to seize any chance for a meal. The grazers, in their millions, mow the grasslands, transforming the very landscape they inhabit as they follow ancient migratory routes etched into their collective memory. Their hooves churn the soil, their passage triggers new growth. Even the smallest creatures, often invisible to the casual observer, play a vital part. Dung beetles clear the plains of waste, and ants engineer vast underground cities, aerating the soil and supporting the ecosystem from below. They are the great recyclers, the engineers of the soil, the unsung heroes whose tiny actions have enormous consequences. Termites build towering mounds that become oases for countless other species. Understanding their struggles is to understand the intricate and fragile connections that bind all living things together in this extraordinary part of the world. Every footprint, every flutter of wings leaves a mark on the land. As we look closer at these incredible lives, we begin to see the true nature of the wild, a place where every sense is sharpened, every moment is a test, and every creature is both hunter and hunted. It is not merely a place of random violence, but a highly organized system where every action has a reaction. The stampede of hooves sends dust swirling into the sky, while flocks of birds move as one, evading predators with seamless coordination. The challenges are immense: a changing climate, dwindling resources, and the ever-present threat of a rival or a predator. In the dry season, the earth cracks and water vanishes, forcing animals to travel farther, risk more, and adapt faster. Yet, in the face of it all, life persists with a tenacity that is both humbling and inspiring. A zebra foal, moments old, struggles to its feet, while an elephant calf splashes in a shrinking pool, undaunted by the harsh sun. The stories that follow are a testament to this enduring spirit, a glimpse into the daily battles fought and won by Africa's most remarkable inhabitants. Each triumph, each loss, is woven into the endless dance of survival. They are stories of courage, ingenuity, and the powerful, unbreakable will to survive, a will that echoes across the savannah, from the smallest insect to the mightiest beast in the endless dance of life. On the sun-drenched plains of Luangwa Valley, a leopard begins her hunt. The air shimmers with heat, and every blade of grass seems to vibrate with the tension of the wild. She moves with purpose, her senses tuned to the faintest sound, the slightest movement, a living shadow gliding across the landscape. She is the master of stealth, a solitary phantom who moves through the world unseen. Each step is a calculated risk, for in this open expanse, the eyes of prey and predator alike are always searching, always watching. Her spotted coat is not just for beauty. It is the perfect camouflage, a living mosaic that breaks her outline and lets her melt into the dappled light of the bush. The sun flickers through the leaves, painting her in shifting shadows, making her nearly invisible to the untrained eye. Today she uses the deep winding gullies carved by ancient rivers as her hunting corridors. These natural trenches are her secret highways, offering concealment and a strategic advantage as she navigates the unpredictable terrain. These gullies are more than just cover, they are the difference between life and death. She crouches low, her body pressed to the earth, every muscle primed for action. The world narrows to the tunnel of her focus, the scent of prey carried on the wind. Every step is measured, every muscle coiled with tension. She places each paw with exquisite care, feeling for the softest ground, avoiding the brittle snap of a twig or the dry rustle of leaves. A single misplaced paw, a single rustle of a leaf, could mean the difference between a meal and another day of hunger. The stakes are absolute. There is no room for error in her solitary world. Her survival depends entirely on her own skill and patience. She waits, motionless, for minutes that stretch into eternity, her breathing slow and controlled, her mind locked in a silent battle of anticipation. She spots a herd of impala grazing near the edge of the gully, her golden eyes narrow, calculating distance, wind direction, and the shifting patterns of the herd. Her target is chosen, a young impala, slightly separated from the rest, vulnerable in its innocence. The hunt begins in earnest. She lowers her body even further, her tail flicking in concentration, every sense sharpened to a razor's edge. She moves with a silence that defies belief, her body low to the ground, a golden shadow flowing over the earth. The grass parts before her, but not a sound betrays her presence. The air is thick with anticipation. Every animal in the bush seems to sense the tension, ears flicking, eyes scanning, hearts pounding in a silent symphony of survival. But the world of a solitary hunter is filled with failure. For every successful hunt, there are many more that end in disappointment and exhaustion. In a sudden explosion of speed, she bursts from her cover, reaching speeds of over 60 kilometers per hour. Her body is a blur of power and grace, muscles working in perfect harmony as she closes the gap in seconds. The impala scatters in a panic, and in the chaos, her chosen target makes a miraculous escape. Dazed, but alive. The herd's alarm calls echo across the valley, a warning to all. For the leopard, this is a costly setback. She collapses in the grass, sides heaving, her body spent from the effort. Energy is a precious currency in the wild, and a failed hunt is a significant loss she can ill afford. Each attempt drains her reserves, and the margin for error grows ever thinner. Unlike lions, who can rely on the strength of a pride, the leopard hunts alone, and must often tackle prey larger than herself. The risks are immense, and every decision is hers alone to make. This requires not just power, but precision and strategy. She must read the landscape, anticipate the movements of her prey, and strike with perfect timing. She knows she must use the element of surprise to her advantage, to close the distance before her prey has a chance to react. Her mind is a map of possibilities, each one weighed and measured in an instant. If the initial ambush fails, a prolonged chase is often fruitless. Her body is built for short, explosive bursts, not endurance. She must abandon the hunt, conserve her strength, and wait for another opportunity. The patience of a solitary hunter is legendary, forged by necessity and honed by countless failures. This is the lonely gamble of her existence. Each hunt is an all-or-nothing wager, with her life and the future of her cubs hanging in the balance. The weight of survival presses on her with every decision. The pressure is immense and never-ending. Her eyes scan the horizon, always searching, always calculating, never truly at rest. Every rustle in the grass, every scent on the wind, is a piece of information she must process. Her mind is a constant storm of analysis, weighing threats and opportunities in equal measure. She must not only find prey, but also avoid other larger predators. The bush is alive with danger, and a moment's inattention could spell disaster. Lions and hyenas would not hesitate to steal her kill or even attack her if given the chance. She is always on guard, her instincts sharpened by generations of survival. So, she lives a life on the periphery, a ghost in the daylight and a whisper in the night. As dusk falls, she melts into the shadows, her world transformed by darkness, her senses heightened for the challenges ahead. Her story is one of profound resilience, a testament to the incredible ability of a single animal to thrive in a world of giants and fierce competition. Every scar on her body is a chapter in her tale of survival. Her success is a quiet victory, won alone in the shadows of the African bush, a silent master of her own destiny. In the end, it is her solitude, her cunning, and her indomitable spirit that allow her to endure, to hunt, and to survive, one gamble at a time. Along the stark and desolate skeleton coast of the Namib Desert, life clings on by the thinnest of threads. Here the wind howls across endless dunes, and the sun beats down with merciless intensity. Every grain of sand tells a story of survival, and every shadow hides a secret struggle. On this seemingly barren stretch of sand, a lone brown hyena emerges from the shimmering haze, her movements cautious yet determined. She patrols the edge of a vast Cape Fur seal colony, her senses sharpened by hunger and hope. This is a place of immense opportunity, but also great risk. The promise of food is matched only by the peril that surrounds it. With thousands of seal pups scattered across the beach, the air is thick with the cries of the young and the scent of life. To the hyena, it is a banquet laid out by nature itself, yet every step closer is a gamble with fate. The hyena waits, her body pressed low against the sand, eyes fixed on the colony. She knows patience is her greatest weapon. As the mothers slip away into the cold Atlantic to fish, the vulnerable pups are left behind, exposed and defenseless. This is her moment, the culmination of hours of silent observation. In a swift, almost ghostly movement, she darts forward. The chaos of the colony erupts around her, but she is focused, precise. She snatches a pup, her jaws closing gently but firmly around her prize. For a brief instant, time stands still. Then she turns, vanishing into the dunes with her precious cargo. The hunt is only the beginning. Now, the true ordeal begins, a journey that will test every ounce of her strength and resolve. The desert stretches before her, a vast and unforgiving expanse. She must carry her heavy burden, the lifeline for her distant cubs, across miles of blistering sand. The sun climbs higher, turning the world into a shimmering furnace. Each step is a battle against exhaustion, thirst, and the relentless heat. The desert is a formidable enemy. Heat radiates from the ground in visible waves, and the air itself seems to press down on her. Her tongue lolls, her breath comes in ragged pants, but she presses on, driven by instinct and the memory of hungry mouths waiting far away. Yet she is not alone on this perilous trek. The scent of fresh prey draws others from the shadows. A pair of black-backed jackals appear, their eyes glinting with cunning. They are opportunists, ever watchful for a chance to steal a meal with less effort. The jackals close in, weaving and darting, their sharp teeth snapping at her heels. They harass her relentlessly, hoping to wear her down, to force her to abandon her hard-won prize. Each attack is a drain on her energy, a test of her resolve. She glances back, her eyes narrowed with irritation, but she does not falter. The will to provide for her cubs burns brighter than any discomfort. The brown hyena is a creature forged by adversity. Her body is built for endurance, her mind honed by countless journeys across this hostile land. The jackals, swift and agile, begin to falter as the sun climbs higher. The heat saps their strength, their pace slows and their confidence wavers. As the hyena pushes deeper into the arid interior, the jackals fall back, defeated by the relentless temperature. The desert claims the weak, but the hyena endures. Alone once more, she moves with steady determination. The sun blazes overhead, but her powerful body is built for this very purpose. Her thick fur shields her from the worst of the heat. Her strong limbs carry her forward. Each step is a testament to her perseverance. The journey is long, the silence broken only by the crunch of sand beneath her paws and the distant cry of a bird circling high above. She is a bridge between two worlds, the abundance of the coast and the emptiness of the desert. Her journey is a lifeline, connecting her hidden family to the riches of the sea. Every grueling mile is driven by a single unbreakable instinct to provide for her young. The weight she carries is more than just a meal. It is hope, survival, and the future of her lineage. At last, she reaches her den, where her cubs wait in the cool shadows. She nuzzles them gently, her exhaustion forgotten in the joy of reunion. The meal she brings is a lifeline, a reward for her courage and endurance. The brown hyena's journey is a silent epic, played out beneath the vast African sky. It is a story of perseverance, of instincts honed by generations, of a mother's unwavering devotion. Each successful trip is a victory against starvation, a triumph of maternal instinct over the brutal realities of the desert. Her endurance is legendary, her spirit unbroken. Her lonely silhouette atop the endless dunes is a powerful symbol, a reminder that even in the harshest places on earth, life finds a way to endure, to adapt, and to thrive against all odds. As the first golden rays of dawn spill across the southern plains of the Serengeti, a breathtaking spectacle begins to unfold. Here in the heart of Africa, the air is thick with anticipation. A miracle of life and survival is set in motion, and every heartbeat counts. This is the nursery of the great wildebeest migration, where thousands of mothers gather, forming a living shield around their newborns. In a frantic, synchronized burst, 500,000 calves are born within just 3 weeks. The plains become a sea of trembling legs and wide, searching eyes. The air vibrates with the chorus of new life. Nearly 1,000 calves take their first breaths every hour, their calls echoing across the grasslands. For each newborn, the first challenge is immediate and unforgiving. The struggle to stand is a desperate race against time, as every second on the ground increases the risk of being left behind or discovered by a predator. Instinct surges through the calf's fragile body. Within minutes it must summon the strength to rise on unsteady legs, muscles trembling with the effort of a lifetime's first steps. The mother waits, her gaze unwavering, her patience measured in heartbeats. She nudges her calf, urging it to stand, to move, to survive. Only when the calf can walk, trot, and even run will she allow it to nurse the rich, life-giving milk it so desperately needs. This is nature's first test, proof of strength and will. This urgency is born of necessity. Every mother knows that hesitation can mean the difference between life and death. The ash-rich plains, so perfect for birthing, are also the hunting grounds for the highest concentration of predators on Earth. Danger lurks in every shadow. Lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and wild dogs gather in anticipation, their senses sharpened by hunger and opportunity. They know the rhythm of the migration, and they wait for the vulnerable. For these predators, the calving season is a time of abundance. The plains become a stage for the eternal drama of hunter and hunted. A newborn wildebeest, still unsteady, is an easy target. The predators are relentless, their tactics honed by generations of survival. The herd's greatest defense is unity. By moving as one, they create a living wall, overwhelming the senses of their pursuers with sheer numbers, a strategy that confuses and deters even the most determined hunter. But for a mother and her calf, separated from the mass, the danger is intimate and ever-present. The mother shields her young, her body a barrier against the world. As the sun dips low, every shadow stretches long and ominous. A sudden rustle in the grass, a flicker of movement, each could spell disaster. The journey of a young wildebeest is a gauntlet of hazards. Every sense is on high alert, every muscle primed for flight. Adaptation is the key to survival. Calves are born with the instinct to run, and within hours they can match the pace of the adult herd, their legs built for endurance and speed. The herd is a living river, a million-strong column, surging across the savannah, always chasing the rains and the promise of fresh grass. The migration never stops. Along the way, the herd faces daunting obstacles. Rivers swollen with rain, their waters hiding patient crocodiles. Each crossing is a test of courage and luck, as predators strike from below and above. The odds are stacked against the young. Exhaustion, injury, and the ever-present threat of predators claim many before the journey's end. Only 1 in 10 calves will survive to see its first birthday. The plains are littered with the stories of those who could not keep up, yet this harsh arithmetic is the engine of the Serengeti. The loss of the many sustains the few, and the cycle of life continues, feeding not just the predators, but the entire ecosystem. The survival of even a fraction of the calves is enough to ensure the future of the herd, a thundering river of life that shapes the land itself. The fallen become sustenance for lions, hyenas, and vultures, each playing their part in the grand design of the wild. It is a perfect, if ruthless, balance, an endless dance of adaptation, resilience, and survival. The Great Migration is not merely a journey, it is a living testament to the urgency of survival, a pulse that beats through the heart of Africa, raw and magnificent, a race against time where every moment matters. In the heart of the endless savannah, beneath the golden light of dawn, the lion stands as the undisputed monarch of this wild domain. His mane ripples in the breeze, a living symbol of power and authority. But this kingdom, vast and teeming with life, is a realm where every day is shadowed by danger and uncertainty. The pride, a close-knit family bound by blood and necessity, is the heart of the lion's rule. Their unity is their strength, yet their existence is a delicate balance. Cooperation is essential, but peril is ever present, lurking at the edges of their territory. Within the pride, like charms, 10 members move as one, lionesses guiding their cubs through the brittle grass, each step a lesson in survival. The cubs, playful yet vulnerable, depend entirely on the adults for protection and nourishment. The demand for food is relentless, and hunger is a constant companion. The lionesses, skilled and silent, are the pride's hunters. Their lives are a testament to the power of teamwork. Each hunt is a carefully orchestrated dance requiring trust and precision as they stalk formidable prey across the open plains. Charm, seasoned by countless hunts, leads the charge against a quarter-ton wildebeest bull. Her muscles coil with anticipation, and in a burst of speed she launches herself forward, the embodiment of predatory grace and determination. With astonishing force she hurls her body at the massive animal, toppling it to the ground. The rest of the pride surges in, claws and teeth flashing, as they work together to subdue their powerful quarry. In these moments, the pride's survival hangs in the balance. Yet even the strongest lion is vulnerable when alone. A solitary hunter faces immense risk. One misstep, one misjudged leap, and the tables can turn in an instant. The savannah is unforgiving, and the cost of failure is often paid in blood. The dangers of the hunt are etched into the scars of every lion. Sienna, another lioness, bears the consequences of a solitary hunt gone wrong. Her body, battered and broken, is a stark reminder of the ever-present threat that stalks even the most experienced hunters. In a desperate struggle, her prey lashes out, inflicting grievous wounds. The savannah shows no mercy. The hunter can become the hunted in a heartbeat. Now, Sienna lies exposed on the open plain, too weak to rise, her fate uncertain. Vulnerability in this world is a dangerous thing, and the shadows lengthen as she waits, alone and defenseless. Her injury ripples through the pride, placing a heavy burden on her sisters. Every member is vital. The loss of one weakens them all, and the task of feeding the hungry cubs grows ever more daunting. The cubs, their bellies empty, look to the remaining lionesses for sustenance. The pressure mounts, and the pride's future teeters on a knife's edge. The remaining females, ever vigilant, scan the horizon for opportunity and threat alike. Their senses are sharpened by necessity, their every action dictated by the unyielding demands of survival. Even for the apex predator, a single mistake or a moment of misfortune can spell disaster. Scars and anxious glances tell the story of a life lived on the edge, where fate can change in an instant. But the dangers do not end with the hunt. Rival predators, ever watchful, test the pride's strength. The approach of hyenas or rival lions signals a new kind of peril, a battle for territory, dominance, and survival itself. The age-old rivalry between lions and hyenas is a brutal contest of wits and will. Hyenas, cunning and relentless, circle the pride, probing for weakness, ready to exploit any sign of vulnerability. Red, a young male lion, learns this lesson in the harshest way. Venturing alone into the domain of a hyena clan, he is quickly surrounded by more than 20 adversaries, their laughter echoing across the plains. The hyenas close in, a living tide of teeth and muscle. Alone, Red is overwhelmed, his strength no match for their numbers and coordination. The mob attacks with ruthless efficiency, each hyena playing its part in the deadly hierarchy of the clan. In this world, unity is power, and isolation is peril. But the savannah is also a place of loyalty. As Red's strength wanes, his cousin Tattoo races to his side, answering the unspoken call for help. With two lions united, the balance of power shifts. The hyenas, sensing the change, hesitate, their confidence faltering in the face of renewed strength. The hyenas retreat, melting back into the grass, their challenge repelled, for now. In the savannah, alliances and hierarchies are ever shifting, and every encounter is a test of resolve. Even the most powerful prey can become a formidable adversary. A massive buffalo bull, muscles rippling with defiance, stands his ground against the pride. The pride attacks, clinging to his back and neck, but the bull's strength is legendary. For 20 agonizing minutes the struggle rages, the outcome uncertain. The lion's claws dig deep, but the buffalo refuses to yield, his will to survive as fierce as any predator's hunger. In a final, desperate surge, the bull breaks free, shaking off his attackers with a display of raw power. The lions tumble to the ground, exhausted and defeated, as the wounded but triumphant buffalo turns to face them, his dominance unbroken. Forced to retreat, the pride licks its wounds, reminded once more that in this kingdom, victory is never certain, and every day is a battle for survival. As dusk falls, a lone lion surveys his realm. The savannah stretches endlessly before him, beautiful and perilous, a land where only the strong, the clever, and the united endure. In this reign of peril, every hunt is a gamble, every alliance a lifeline, and every sunrise a hard-won triumph. Here, the true power lies not just in strength, but in the courage to face the dangers that define the wild heart of Africa. The Namib Desert stretches endlessly beneath a merciless sun, its ancient sands shimmering with heat. Here, the air itself seems to vibrate, and the ground radiates a fierce energy, as if daring any living thing to survive. Rain is a rare visitor, and the landscape is sculpted by wind and time into vast dunes and barren plains, where temperatures can swing from freezing cold at night to blistering heat by day. Yet, against all odds, life not only endures, it flourishes, shaped by the relentless demands of this extreme world. Beneath the ever-shifting sands, hidden from the punishing sun, lives a creature no larger than a ping-pong ball, the golden mole. Its world is one of perpetual twilight, a labyrinth of tunnels and hidden chambers sculpted in the cool embrace of the earth. This remarkable animal is completely blind, its eyes sealed beneath a layer of skin. It spends its entire existence swimming through the sand, its sleek body gliding effortlessly beneath the surface, safe from the searing heat above. In this silent, sunless world, the golden mole relies on senses far beyond our own. It pauses, head raised, attuned to the faintest tremors, each vibration a message from the world above. Its entire head acts as a living amplifier, picking up the delicate footsteps of termites and other insects as they scurry across the surface. Even the softest movement is magnified, guiding the mole to its next meal in the darkness. Each night, as the desert cools and shadows stretch across the dunes, this tireless miner embarks on a journey. It can travel up to 1 kilometer beneath the sand, weaving a hidden path in search of food. Its resilience is legendary, a master of a world few eyes will ever see. Above, the desert transforms into a furnace. The sand's surface can reach a staggering 70 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill most creatures in moments. Yet, even here, life finds a way. The hot rod ant, a marvel of adaptation, emerges into this inferno. Its body gleams in the sunlight, and it moves with astonishing speed, darting across the burning sand in search of opportunity. Its secret weapon is its legs, long and spindly. Like stilts, they lift its body high above the scorching ground. This ingenious adaptation keeps the ant's core temperature, a precious 10 degrees cooler than the sand below. The gap between its body and the sand is a lifeline, a buffer against the deadly heat. With every step, the ant defies the desert's most lethal weapon. These ants are the desert's clean-up crew, venturing out during the hottest hours when few others dare. They scavenge the remains of insects and small animals felled by the heat, transforming death into sustenance and opportunity. But every journey across this blazing landscape is a perilous gamble. The cracked earth is a maze of danger, and every step could be their last. Scattered across the sand are conical pits, perfectly engineered traps, invisible until it's too late. At the bottom of each pit, an antlion larva lies in wait, buried beneath the sand, motionless but ever alert. Only its formidable pincers betray its presence, venom-filled and ready to strike. The antlion is a master of patience, waiting for the faintest sign of prey. When an unsuspecting ant slips over the edge, the sand gives way beneath its feet. In a flash, the antlion erupts from hiding, jaws snapping shut with deadly precision. The antlion flicks sand at its struggling victim, triggering a miniature avalanche. The grains cascade down, dragging the ant ever closer to its doom. Here, in the heart of the desert, a microscopic battle unfolds, a drama of hunter and hunted, played out countless times each day beneath the relentless sun. From the blind golden mole tunneling in darkness, to the stilt-legged ant racing across burning sands, to the patient antlion lurking in its deadly pit, each creature is a testament to the power of adaptation. In this world of extremes, survival is a daily triumph. These animals have not only endured the desert's harshest trials, they have mastered them, thriving where few others can. Each has carved out a unique niche, exploiting the very forces that make the desert so forbidding. Their lives are woven into the fabric of this harsh land, each adaptation a story of ingenuity and resilience. Their stories reveal a deeper truth. In the desert, survival is not about brute strength or size, but about the ability to adapt, to specialize, and to turn adversity into advantage. In the Namib's unforgiving embrace, life has found extraordinary solutions to impossible challenges. Here, every creature is a survivor, every adaptation a triumph, and every day a testament to the indomitable spirit of life in the extreme. Far from the bustle of continents, the Aldabra Atoll rises from the Indian Ocean, a remote, sun-baked sanctuary where time seems to stand still. Here, the air shimmers with heat, and the relentless sun dominates the sky, casting a golden glare over the ancient landscape. On this isolated stage, giant tortoises, some tipping the scales at over 250 kilograms, move in slow, ponderous herds across the open terrain, their every step a testament to endurance. With no predators to fear, the greatest challenge these ancient reptiles face is the unyielding sun. Its rays beat down mercilessly, turning the ground into a furnace and the air into a shimmering haze. Their dark domed shells, evolved for protection, now absorb the sun's heat, making them vulnerable to overheating. Each step is measured, each movement deliberate, as they conserve precious energy in the sweltering heat. As dawn gives way to the blazing midday, the tortoises embark on a daily migration, a slow-motion race against the rising temperature. The sun climbs higher, shadows shrink, and the window for finding shelter narrows with every passing minute. Their survival depends on reaching the sparse shade cast by hardy trees or the cool, dark mouths of limestone caves before the heat becomes lethal. The landscape offers little mercy, and the tortoises must navigate a world where every patch of shadow is a lifeline. As the sun blazes overhead, hundreds of tortoises converge on these precious refuges. The air is thick with the sound of shells scraping against stone and the soft rustle of bodies jostling for position. The scene is almost surreal, a slow, lumbering traffic jam of ancient giants, each vying for a sliver of shade. They climb over one another, shells scraping, determined to escape the sun's punishing glare. In this daily contest, there are no victors or vanquished, only survivors, each one shaped by the elemental forces that rule this land. The struggle is not one of speed or aggression, but of patience and adaptation. The tortoise's slow pace, once a liability, becomes a strategy, minimizing energy loss, maximizing endurance, and outlasting the sun's fury. Beneath the sheltering trees and within the cool caves, the tortoises rest, their bodies cooling, their hearts slowing. For a few precious hours they are safe from the elements, but the threat never truly disappears. Beyond the daily battle with the sun, a far greater danger looms. Rising sea levels driven by a warming climate gnaw at the edges of their island home, threatening to erase this ancient refuge from the map. The ocean, once a protective moat, now encroaches with every storm and high tide. The tortoise's sanctuary, shaped by millennia of isolation, teeters on the brink, its future uncertain beneath the shadow of climate change. Across the sea, on the vast African mainland, another giant faces its own elemental trials. Elephants, the titans of the savannah, must navigate a world shaped by drought, flood, and the ever-shifting patterns of weather. The survival of the herd depends on the wisdom of its matriarch, who leads her family across parched plains and through unpredictable storms, always searching for water and shelter. For a young matriarch like Habiba, the stakes are high. She must read the signs of the land, clouds on the horizon, the scent of rain on the wind, the memory of hidden waterholes, guiding her herd through a landscape where a single misstep can mean disaster. When swollen rivers block their path, the decision to cross or wait can be a matter of life and death. The elements test her judgment at every turn, and the youngest members of the herd depend on her choices for their very survival. The matriarch's burden is immense, her every decision shaped by the lessons of seasons past and the unpredictable moods of the weather. In the world of elephants, wisdom is not inherited but earned, passed down through generations as each herd learns to read the subtle cues of the environment, adapting to drought, flood, and the ever-changing climate. When Habiba's herd encounters a larger, more experienced group, the meeting is more than a social event. It is a merging of knowledge, a chance to learn new survival strategies honed by decades of experience. The older matriarch, her body marked by years of hardship, welcomes the newcomers, sharing her hard-won wisdom and offering the security of numbers against the unpredictable elements. This act of acceptance is more than kindness. It is a survival strategy, a way for the herd to pool knowledge, resources, and strength in the face of nature's challenges. Elephants form deep bonds supporting one another through drought and flood, teaching the young how to find water, shade, and safety in a world ruled by the elements. They remember the paths to hidden springs, the signs of coming storms, and the lessons of hardship, each memory a tool for survival in a land where the weather is both giver and taker of life. From the tortoises of Aldabra, seeking refuge from the burning sun, to the elephants of Africa, guided by memory and unity, these giants reveal the true meaning of survival. It is not brute strength, but the art of adaptation, an endless, awe-inspiring fight against the elements written in every step, every memory, and every breath. In the vast, open landscapes of Africa and beyond, survival is not a solitary pursuit. Here, strength is found in the collective, a living tapestry of animals moving, thinking, and acting as one. For herds of zebra and caribou, migration is not just a journey, but a symphony of instinct and cooperation. Each step is guided by ancient rhythms, every movement echoing the wisdom of generations past. The zebra migration across the featureless wilderness of Botswana is a marvel of unity. As the herd moves, dust swirls around their hooves, and each animal keeps a careful distance, reading the subtle cues of their neighbors, ears flicking, tails swishing, bodies shifting in perfect synchrony. When danger lurks, a single snort or a sudden stillness ripples through the group. Instantly, hundreds of eyes and ears turn as one, alert to the threat. The herd's safety depends on this silent communication, a language of glances and gestures, honed by necessity. Within the herd, mothers and foals form tight bonds, the young sheltered in the center, protected by the vigilant adults. The group's formation shifts constantly, adapting to the needs of the most vulnerable, ensuring that no one is left behind. When the time comes to move, the herd follows invisible trails, ancient migratory routes etched into memory, not by sight, but by instinct. Even after decades of barriers, the zebras return to these paths, guided by a wisdom deeper than any individual's experience. This genetic memory acts as a living compass, guiding the herd to distant grazing grounds. The lead animals test the wind, scenting the promise of rain and fresh grass, while the rest follow, trusting in the collective knowledge of the group. Sometimes a single zebra, like socks, feels the pull of migration before the others. She steps forward, her movements watched closely by the herd. Her confidence becomes a signal, and soon others join, the group's momentum building with every stride. Sox reaches her destination just as the rains transform the land. She gives birth on the fresh grass, her newborn surrounded by the safety of the herd. The timing is perfect, a testament to the invisible threads that bind the group together. As the rest of the herd arrives, they gather around the new life, their presence a shield against predators. The group's unity is their greatest defense, each member's survival intertwined with the fate of the whole. The wisdom of the herd is not just in movement, but in the way they face hardship together. When drought or danger strikes, the group tightens, moving as one body, each animal drawing courage from the presence of others. In the far north, caribou herds echo this same wisdom. Their migration is a breathtaking display of coordination, thousands moving in unison, hooves drumming the frozen earth, their breath rising in clouds as they press onward. Pregnant females, heavy with new life, are surrounded by the herd. The group's pace adjusts to their needs, the strongest taking the lead, the weary shielded in the center, all moving with a shared determination. Predators lurk at the edges, but the herd's unity is its armor. When wolves approach, the caribou bunch together, presenting a wall of antlers and hooves. The predators test the herd, but rarely do they break its resolve. The journey is a race against the seasons. As the snow melts, the herd senses the subtle changes in the air, the shifting light, the promise of new growth far ahead. Timing is everything. The herd must arrive at the coastal plains just as the first shoots of cotton grass emerge, the landscape transformed into a banquet for the hungry mothers and their calves. The cotton grass blooms for only a short time, and the herd's arrival is perfectly synchronized. Mothers feed on the rich grasses, their milk nourishing the next generation, the cycle of life renewed by the group's shared wisdom. The journey is perilous. Rocky ground and exhaustion test the herd's limits, but the group's cohesion keeps the stragglers moving, the collective will stronger than any individual weakness. When icy rivers block their path, the herd plunges in together. The strongest lead the way, breaking the current, while the rest follow in their wake, each animal's courage bolstered by the presence of the group. The rapids are unforgiving. Some are swept away, but the herd pauses, waiting for survivors, their calls echoing across the water, a chorus of encouragement and loss. Along the route, the fallen are a somber reminder of the journey's cost. Yet the herd presses on, their shared purpose undiminished by grief. It is the collective spirit, the unspoken bond, that drives them forward. Each animal draws strength from the herd, their resolve etched in every determined stride. The wisdom of the herd is found in this unity, this seamless dance of movement and intention. Every decision, every turn, is shaped by the needs of the many, not the few. As dawn breaks over the wild landscape, the herd grazes, newborns at their mothers' sides, the survivors of another epic journey. In their unity lies the secret to survival, a living testament to the enduring wisdom of the herd. Beneath the surface of the African wilderness, beyond the reach of sunlight and the gaze of most creatures, a hidden world pulses with life. Here, in the cool hush of night, secret dramas unfold, nocturnal hunters prowl, and the smallest of creatures shape the fate of entire ecosystems. Thanks to ingenious technology, spy cameras disguised as rocks, dung, or even animals themselves, we are finally able to peer into these secret realms. We witness the tireless architects of the savannah, termites whose underground cities rival the complexity of any metropolis, their every movement shaping the very soil beneath our feet. A hippo-shaped camera glides beneath the water's surface, revealing not only the giants above, but also the teeming microcosm below. Here, aquatic insects dart and swirl, mosquito larvae wriggle in the shallows, and tiny crustaceans filter the water, each playing a vital role in the health of the river. We discover that hippos do not swim, but stride along the riverbed, stirring up clouds of silt. This simple act feeds algae and nourishes snails, which in turn sustain a host of small fish, an unseen chain of life set in motion by the gentle steps of giants. As the hippos move, they are shadowed by schools of barbs and even tinier shrimp, each one a meticulous cleaner, feeding on parasites and dead skin. These symbiotic relationships ripple outward, keeping the giants healthy and the waters clear. The fish and even microscopic life forms, bacteria and protozoa, clean inside wounds, soothing the hippos into a trance-like calm. This delicate balance, invisible to the naked eye, is a testament to the intricate web of life that sustains the wild. Our ability to observe without intrusion has also unveiled the secret societies of the wild. In the shadows, ant colonies nurture their young, communicate with invisible chemical trails, and wage silent wars beneath the soil, each action echoing through the ecosystem above. A spy cobra camera nestled near a meerkat colony not only tests their legendary teamwork, but also captures the emergence of scorpions and beetles as dusk falls, creatures whose lives are woven into the fate of the desert. The sentry's alarm echoes through the sand, not just to the meerkats, but to the burrowing rodents and shrews below, who sense the vibrations and retreat deeper into their labyrinths. In a heartbeat, the meerkat family mobilizes, their movement sending ripples through the sand, scattering insects and lizards, each one a vital thread in the tapestry of life. They form a living wall, confronting the predator with courage, while the snake's tongue flicks, tasting the air heavy with the scent of countless unseen lives. It's a remarkable display of unity, mirrored in the smallest creatures, dung beetles tirelessly recycling waste, ensuring the land remains fertile for all. Dungcam reveals the intimate moments of an elephant family, while beneath them, fungi and decomposers break down waste, releasing nutrients that feed the grass, which in turn sustains the herds. These glimpses into the unseen world remind us that every patch of moss, every web spun by a spider is a microhabitat, an entire universe for those who dwell within. The wild is filled with moments of fear and courage, of tenderness and conflict, of learning and teaching, each one echoed in the smallest creatures, from caterpillars munching leaves to birds feeding their young. From the leopard's solitary hunt to the lion's cooperative takedown and the silent ballet of moths and bats in the twilight, every life is a lesson in adaptation. From the hyena's epic journey to the wildebeest's race for survival and the swarming of grasshoppers across the plains, migration is a story told by creatures great and small. Every story, whether of a mighty elephant or a sprouting seed, is a lesson in resilience, proof that life endures, even in the harshest conditions. The tiniest desert insects and the nearly invisible tardigrades, creatures that can survive the most extreme environments, show us that adaptation comes in all shapes and sizes. The great migrations of zebra and caribou, mirrored by the synchronized journeys of fish and antelope, reveal a wisdom that spans generations and species. The wild world is a tapestry of extraordinary courage, clever ingenuity, and profound cooperation, woven not just by the mighty, but by the smallest engineers and architects. As the sun sets and fireflies begin to glow, we celebrate these incredible stories woven through every corner of the wild on this day, the 24th of December 2025. We are reminded of the immense beauty and importance of the planet's wildlife, from the tallest trees to the tiniest mosses, from the open savanna to the secret pools hidden in the forest. These animals and the microfauna that support them are not just characters in a distant drama. They are vital threads in a fragile global ecosystem, one that is deeply interconnected and of which we are a part. Their struggles and triumphs, from the dispersal of a single seed to the victory of a herd, teach us about the enduring power of life itself. Protecting these wild places and the unseen worlds within them is not just a duty, but a privilege, one that ensures the legacy of life continues, undiminished, for generations yet to come. In every animal family, every ancient tree and every hidden microhabitat, the enduring legacy of the unseen world lives on. An endless saga of survival, adaptation, and wonder, unfolding in silence just beyond our sight. As daylight surrenders to darkness, the African wilderness transforms into a realm ruled by shadows and whispers. Here, beneath the shroud of night, a new cast of characters emerges, each exquisitely adapted to thrive in the hours when most eyes are closed. In the moonlit savanna, the leopard becomes a phantom. Its rosette-spotted coat melts into the dappled undergrowth, each step calculated, silent, and precise. Specialized pads cushion its paws, muffling sound as it stalks unsuspecting prey. The leopard's vision, tuned to the faintest glimmer of starlight, pierces the gloom, while whiskers detect even the slightest tremor in the air. With a sudden, explosive burst it strikes, using the cover of darkness to secure its meal before melting once again into the night. Nearby, the civet prowls the forest floor, its banded tail swaying behind it like a metronome. With an acute sense of smell and a taste for variety, it sifts through leaf litter for insects, fruit, and even small vertebrates. Its elongated pupils dilate wide, gathering every drop of ambient light, making the invisible world visible. High above, bush babies leap from branch to branch. Their oversized eyes glow in the beam of an infrared camera, reflecting the world in shades of silver and emerald. Their hands, equipped with sticky pads, grip bark and leaves, allowing them to snatch moths mid-flight or pluck sweet gum from tree wounds. Each call, a piercing, eerie wail, echoes through the darkness, a secret language few ever hear. On the plains, aardvarks emerge from their burrows, snouts twitching, ears swiveling for the faintest hum of termites beneath the earth. Their powerful claws break open termite mounds, and their long, sticky tongues sweep up thousands of insects in a single night. These solitary diggers are the architects of opportunity. Abandoned aardvark burrows become safe havens for warthogs, porcupines, and even owls. Meanwhile, the African owl silently scans the grasslands from above. Its heart-shaped face funnels the faintest rustle to sensitive ears, while its wings, fringed with velvety feathers, slice through the air without a sound. With a swift, precise dive, it snatches a rodent, its talons closing the circle of life in the darkness. Even the insects play their part. Fireflies blink secret codes in the grass, seeking mates. Praying mantises sway like leaves, ambushing unwary moths. The air hums with the soft chorus of crickets and the rustle of beetles on the move. In this world of darkness, survival demands innovation. Some creatures hide, others hunt. Some blend into the backdrop, while others dazzle with bioluminescent displays or mimicry. The night belongs to those who have mastered its mysteries, creatures whose lives and struggles are written in moonbeams and shadows. As dawn begins to chase the darkness away, these nocturnal masters slip back into hiding, their secrets safe for another day. But for a fleeting moment, the wild has revealed its most elusive wonders, the secret lives of those who call the night their home. In the golden savanna, every hunt echoes far beyond the chase. Here, a complex web of relationships binds predator and scavenger in a delicate balance of survival. When a pride of lions brings down a wildebeest, the feast is never theirs alone. The scent of fresh blood drifts on the wind, summoning a procession of opportunists. First to arrive are the hyenas, cunning, powerful, and unrelenting. Their eerie cackles pierce the dusk as they circle the pride, eyes aglow with anticipation. Though often painted as thieves, hyenas are formidable hunters in their own right. Yet tonight, strategy prevails over strength. They wait, watching for a gap in the lion's defenses or for tempers to flare. With sudden calculated bursts, they dart in to snatch scraps, their jaws capable of crushing bone and extracting every hidden morsel. Above, the vultures gather in silent anticipation. Their broad wings trace lazy spirals against the sky, each pair of eyes honing in on the unfolding drama below. Patient and persistent, they bide their time, waiting for the larger predators to take their fill. When the moment comes, they descend in a flurry of wings, stripping the remains with astonishing efficiency. In mere minutes, a carcass is reduced to bone, ensuring nothing goes to waste. But the scene is more than chaos and competition. Jackals, nimble and resourceful, weave between the giants, darting in for quick mouthfuls before vanishing into the grass. At the periphery, smaller scavengers, mongoose, marabou storks, even beetles capitalize on the tiniest fragments, each playing a vital role in recycling nutrients back into the land. These interactions are not simply battles for food, they are a symphony of checks and balances. Predators keep herbivore populations in check. Scavengers prevent disease by swiftly clearing remains. Each species, driven by hunger and instinct, shapes the fate of the others. Occasionally, alliances form. A solitary cheetah, driven from its kill by hyenas, leaves behind a bounty for vultures and jackals. In turn, vultures circling overhead signal to other predators that a meal is near, drawing in the next act of the eternal drama. In this web of opportunists, survival is never solitary. Every victory is shared, every loss felt by many. Day after day, night after night, the balance endures. Predators and scavengers, rivals and partners, weaving the intricate tapestry of life on the African plains. As the African sun climbs high and the land shimmers with heat, a single feature draws life from miles around: the waterhole. Here, in this fleeting oasis, the fate of countless creatures converges. Each droplet is precious, each visit a calculated risk. For some, it is a place of respite. For others, a stage set for survival. At dawn, the first arrivals are the cautious antelope. Springbok and impala approach with measured steps, ears flicking at every whisper in the grass. Their reflections ripple on the surface as they lower their heads to drink, ever alert for the sudden rush of a hidden predator. Zebras and wildebeest gather in restless herds, jostling for position, their movements sending flocks of guinea fowls scattering along the muddy banks. As the day warms, the waterhole transforms into a crossroads of giants. Elephants lumber in, their trunks curling to draw water and spray dust from their backs. Matriarchs lead the way, shielding calves from the chaos, while young bulls spar at the fringes, powerful bodies silhouetted against the glare. Nearby, warthogs kneel to slurp at the edge, their tails erect like flags of defiance. But the oasis is not without peril. Crocodiles lie motionless beneath the surface, eyes barely breaking the waterline. A careless step can turn a quiet drink into a desperate struggle. Birds, oxpeckers, kingfishers and storks dart and swoop, snatching insects and small fish, adding flashes of color and movement to the scene. As the sun sinks low, the mood shifts. Predators emerge from the shadows, drawn by the promise of prey. Lions prowl the perimeter, their tawny coats blending with the dusk. A leopard waits in the branches above, patient and unseen. Even the smallest creatures, frogs, dragonflies and beetles, play their part, thriving in the margins where water meets earth. Yet the true magic of the waterhole lies beneath the drama. Here, the land is replenished. Nutrients from animal droppings fertilize the soil, while trampled mud creates microhabitats for countless organisms. Fish and amphibians breed in the shallow pools, their young becoming food for birds and mammals alike. When the rains return, these waterholes overflow, spreading life across the plains. In the heart of the wild, waterholes are more than a source of survival, they are the pulse of the ecosystem. Every creature, from the towering elephant to the tiniest insect, is bound by this essential thread. In their daily dance of danger and dependence, the waterholes remind us, here life endures because it is shared. Across the vast African plains, a breathtaking spectacle unfolds each year, one of nature's most extraordinary odysseys. This is the Great Migration, a relentless parade of over 1 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, all driven by an ancient rhythm written in rain and grass. The journey begins in the southern Serengeti, where new life emerges with the rains. Calves and foals, only days old, must find their footing quickly. For here, hesitation is costly. The herds sense the shifting winds and the distant promise of greener pastures. Within days, columns of animals stretch to the horizon, dust rising beneath pounding hooves. The route is fraught with peril. Rivers swollen by seasonal rains become deadly gauntlets. At the banks of the Grumeti and Mara, the air is thick with tension. Wildebeest hesitate, crowding the edge, as crocodiles lie in wait below the surface. At a single unspoken signal, the herd surges forward, churning the water into chaos. Many will not make it across, claimed by swift currents or the jaws of ancient predators. Yet the migration presses on, driven by hunger, memory, and the scent of rain on distant winds. On the open plains, the threat shifts. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs shadow the herds, eyes locked on the vulnerable. Mothers shield their young, forming living barricades, while the strongest lead from the front. Every day is a test of vigilance and endurance. The journey is not a straight line, but a vast, looping circuit shaped by the pulse of the seasons. When the grass is gone in one region, the animals move on, sometimes traveling over 1,000 kilometers in a year. Along the way, the herds fragment and merge, responding to the ever-changing landscape. Survival demands more than strength. The animals draw on instinct and strategy. Zebras, with their sharp eyesight and memory for safe paths, often lead the way, while wildebeest, guided by smell and the promise of fresh grass, follow in their wake. Gazelles, nimble and alert, weave between the larger animals, relying on speed to escape danger. Every step of the migration is a gamble. Storms may flood the plains, forcing detours. Drought may shrink waterholes to cracked mud. Yet together the herds persist. Millions of hooves shaping the land, scattering seeds and fertilizing the earth with every stride. As the rains return to the south, the circle completes. Calves born on the journey take their first uncertain steps on the same fields where their parents began. The migration offers no guarantees, only the promise of another year, another crossing, another chance at life. In this endless movement, the true spirit of Africa is revealed: resilience, unity, and the tireless will to survive. The Great Migration is more than a journey, it is the heartbeat of the wild. Beneath the thunder of hooves and the shadows of towering acacia trees, another world thrives, one woven from the smallest threads of life. This is Africa's hidden kingdom, ruled not by great herds or apex predators, but by insects, the unsung titans of the wild. Here, every fallen leaf, every droplet of nectar, and every grain of soil is touched by countless miniature lives. Termites, often dismissed as mere pests, are in fact master architects. Deep underground, they construct vast, labyrinthine colonies, some older than the trees above. Their tireless work turns dead wood into fertile earth, recycling nutrients and aerating the soil, preparing the land for the next wave of life. Above ground, in the golden morning light, swarms of bees and butterflies dance from flower to flower. Their delicate wings carry the future of entire ecosystems. With each visit, they transfer pollen, ensuring that acacias bloom, fruit trees bear, and grasses seed anew. Without these pollinators, the plains would fall silent, bereft of bounty, beauty, and the promise of tomorrow. Amidst the leaf litter, armies of ants patrol in ceaseless columns. Some are fierce hunters, preying on other insects and keeping populations in balance. Others tend to aphids, farming them for sweet nectar. Each ant plays its role, from soldier to caretaker, shaping the microcosm beneath our feet. As dusk settles, the air vibrates with the chorus of cicadas and crickets, a hidden symphony marking the passage of time. In the darkness, dung beetles emerge, rolling their precious cargo with dogged determination. By burying dung, they not only clear the land but also fertilize it, supporting the next generation of grasses and, in turn, the great grazers above. For every lion's roar and elephant's trumpet, there are a million whispers in the undergrowth, termites breaking down wood, beetles tunneling through earth and moths pollinating night-blooming flowers. These tiny creatures are the gears and cogs on which the entire savanna turns. In the grand tapestry of Africa, insects are both foundation and thread, connecting plants to animals, death to new life, and the visible to the unseen. Their world may be hidden, but their impact is profound. Without them, the wild heart of Africa would falter, its cycles unraveling, its future uncertain. In every flutter, buzz, and scuttle, the legacy of survival continues. Quiet, relentless, and essential, the tiny titans endure, guardians of a kingdom as vast as it is invisible.